Right, I bought these off eBay. You bet. Where else would you buy them? This, I believe, is just wires. Just wires with MFC plugs. Always handy to have, and that's the same. So red and black and white and black, I'm guessing. Looks like white and black, could be grey and black. No, grey and black. So the same, just pre-wired plugs basically. But this little thing here is the thing that intrigued me, and I thought I need to try. If I can get it out of the bag. So it comes with one wired plug. So it looks like it goes to the receiver, spare channel, has 3, 6, 9, 10 plugs, same as a MFC, MFU, whatever you prefer calling it, and then another 2 servo plugs. You can put beacons or something like that into these servo leads, so you can run 10 different lights, I think all at once. I don't think they're switchable. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was all at once. Right, here we go. It costs £11 and 26p. Oh no, yeah, £11 and 26p. Bit weird, but there you go. Bit of a strange price, don't you think? Right, so that's what you get. Right, so it says basically the white plugs, various LEDs, and these two have got beacons in them. I guess you could put anything in them that's got a servo lead or servo plug attached. Lights, I mean anything, I don't mean servos obviously. And they actually show it, I don't know whether it would work, that they have an LED in, let's say, number 2. I don't know how good you can see this. So they've got an LED in this one, and then an LED in this one, and then what looks like 2 4 or 5 LED light strip in these 2, and then 2 beacons on these. So let me get the test board out and let's have a little play about with this, shall we? See what it does. just happen to have some MFC lights, as you do. Doesn't everyone have them laying around? Or is it just me? Ah. So if we go, get that sticker out of the bloody way. We have, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, apparently this takes up to 10, so I shouldn't have thought it mattered where you put the plugs. So we will just shove them anywhere for now, randomly. And then ideally what I want, I guess, is a beacon or two. I wonder would that, did they plug in? I don't think so. There's different types of plugs, isn't there? Let's have a look. Yes, they will plug in. So we shall try them as well. The worst that can happen is it all goes bang. I don't think that'll happen. I think they just won't work, if anything. Beacon, beacon, beacon. I've got a bloody beacon somewhere. I know I have. Well, as Mr. Thurston says, oh, you should have at least 3 of everything. Oh look, that's funny, I've got 3 beacons. Oh, just to prove the man right. So, what way does that go in? Not a very clear photo. Right, looks like the switch is at the top, like that, like so. Switch up the top, like so. Right, so they're all plugged in. Shall we see what happens? Let's put a battery on there, turn that on. Put it on the right thing. Right, that's on, that's on, that's on. Whoosh. Well, I must say, everything is on. Right, so the switch actually does the 2 beacons, everything else looks like it's on permanently. So kind of a good idea, but the fact that everything is on and you can't turn them off is it's a bit pants. Why would you put 10 LEDs on a board that are on permanent? That kind of makes no sense. I mean, it's nice that you can have so many lights come off of one little board, but I would have liked them to have been able to turn them on and off, even if you turn them all off at once and then all on. So at least you can use them on like light bars or something. So you could switch them all off and all on and all off. So if you've got proper light bars like that, but the fact that they're all on permanently, and the only thing you can control is the beacons, is a bit, I'm not sure if I like that. I guess you'd have it with, well no, because even if you had it running lights, they're still not on permanently, are they? You'd have your daylight running lights, but that's only at the front, 2 lights. That would come on with the ignition. Why the hell would you want minimum of 10 lights that are constantly on? And there's enough power coming through because that's bright. That's very bright actually. It's actually quite a nice light by that. Yeah, that's the only thing that I'd say I don't like about it, is the fact that they're on all the time. There's no switching them all off. Oh well, that's a letdown. I was going to have a plan for these, but I won't be doing it now. Let me try. That in a stick. Shouldn't make no bloody difference really. They're still on permanently. No, that just affects that. You can turn them off. Like I say, I think is a bit crap really. Yeah, that's a disappointment. Unless you could put a RX switch to this, so you could switch this on or off. Yes. Bear with me a second, campers, and I will show you what I mean. let me show you what I mean. Right, so turn that off. Turn that off. Put that in there. And put that in there, like so. What is that one on? I can't remember, but that'll do it for a second. So, power on. Maybe not. Does that switch work? I'm pretty sure it does. It's bloody brand new. So it wants to. Well, that's not good, is it? Brand new switch, and the first time you try and use it, it don't bloody work. Alright, that one works. So that one's buggered. Hello, Timothy.
Good afternoon.
This will either a shit picture or it looks foggy.
No, I think it's that. I think it's the lamp. That better?
No, it's still a shit picture.
No, I'll turn my lamp back on then.
Could be the signal. Right, I am recording, but I'm playing about with this switch. Seeing if I can get it to do what it's supposed to do, but
I was just downstairs watching a film with my mother and father.
not the highwayman.
Started watching it last night, but my mother thought, yeah, actually it was. Mother liked it. I love that film. I like it because of, well, I always like history like that. And the fact they actually filmed the ending bit actually on the spot.
Right, look at this.
It's charging the battery up. How was that look?
I'll try and hold everything up so you can see it.
Well, look, it looks like pixelated. Fuck yeah. Where's all that? Is that which one's that out of?
Nothing. I'm just testing a board. I'm testing a board I bought off of eBay.
Oh, alright.
Now, if you do it how it says, the lights are on permanently. You can turn the beacons off.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can turn the beacons off, but you can't turn the lights off. Now, you can plug up to 10 lights in this. So, why would you want 10 lights on permanently?
I don't know.
No, nor do I.
Many daylight running lights.
Well, like I said, I just said on the video that I can understand daylight running lights, but that's 2 at the front. Unless you're a complete and utter dick brain and you'd want 10, but I don't know why.
Well, give it time. the government will make it like that.
But if you plug it in correctly, then you can turn the beacons on and off, but not the 10 lights,
What's the point?
or however many you plug into it. So if you just wanted daylight running lights, what's the point of having 10 sockets when you only want 2 lights? And as some of this proves, you can run a twin 3mm LED. I think it's a twin 5mm LED and all off the same socket. So you could theoretically run 20 lights.
But they'll all be on.
But they're all, as soon as you switch the power on, they're on. The other option, which I've just tried, I've run it through one of them RX switches.
Yeah.
And so I can switch them all on and off. But when you switch all the lights on, obviously the beacons come on. You can't then turn the beacons off. So you'll either have all the lights. Mind you, you ain't got to have beacons. You can have a truck without beacons, it's possible.
Yeah, there's many out there, I'm sure.
Which, that's going to have to be the option I go down for what I want it for.
Yeah. Did you say you were recording at the minute?
Yes.
I'll try not to fart then.
So, please do not swear and fart. I can't promise either, because when I get pissed off I tend to say fuck that, and I don't care. So there you go. And fuck that, because I've just put a new switch out of one of the boxes in and it don't work. So fuck that. Yes. That's pissed me off straight away.
My constructor was blue and white.
No, I thought it was black. Oh, I just done my SO tanker, and I'm not sure if you can see that.
It came out clear.
Very.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it at all. It's as clear as. It's probably cleaner than it went in because it's gone through the filter.
Yeah. I'll see what the constructor's like in a minute, but I haven't used that box for a long time.
But like you say, the box has got metal gears in it. I think them Grouter ones have got plastic. Or like nylon.
Yeah.
So theoretically there shouldn't be any rust in there because there's nothing to rust.
Yeah. When I took the cover off, it still wouldn't run. And then when I pulled the gear off, it just had enough surface rust just to glue it to the back plate.
Right, so what I'm thinking with this is I'm going to have to... I'll do away with the beacons because I ain't got beacons on that truck anyway.
What lighting system's that? You say it was just something bought off eBay?
It's a little board. Hold on, let me unplug everything and I'll show you it. It's a nice board. It's well put together and it's compact, which I like as well. The fact that it's... Yeah, look.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah.
So easy. I mean, it's got what's that? About 6 inches of lead to a servo plug, which plugs in your receiver, which powers it, obviously. And then you've got 10 sockets, which are all the same as a MFC. And then 2 servo sockets for, like I say, beacons or whatever, which are switchable. But all the other sockets ain't. And what I bought with it and all, because I don't, they're always come in handy, is pre-wired MFC plugs.
Oh yeah, that's handy. Yeah, they are handy.
And they was quite cheap. I think they was only about £7 for 10. And rather than keep cutting and splicing and everything, you can just make your own up.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit disappointed in the fact that you could put 10 lights on here, but you can't switch them on and off. Even if, like, I wouldn't mind if you could switch them and they all come on, and switch them and they all go off, like all the same time. But the fact that they're...
That kind of makes a point, is because you could just wire that straight up anyway. That makes that board pointless. The only thing is, it's got plug sockets.
Exactly. The only benefit you get out of it is the fact it's got sockets.
Yeah.
But why have 10 sockets if you don't need them? You can just plug all the bloody wires, just twist them all together onto one plug and plug them in something.
Well, we know how these experts always come up with the best ideas.
But I did get to test this light bar I bought, and I do like this light bar I bought. It might be going on that Mercedes.
Oh, yeah. Hang on, back to see.
It may go on the Mercedes, it may. Because I think the rest of it's going to. This little box is going to, but now it's got to run through this switch. Very strange, don't you know? Very strange. Just a bit. It's quite a nice day here. It's quite sunny. It's not very warm.
Cloudy here and it's bloody muggy.
So I don't understand. When you look at the photos they've put on, it obviously shows the leads with the plugs. It shows this. It shows this board, and it also shows an MFC. Why would it show an MFC? Because you can't plug it into the MFC. Oh, they have. No, they haven't. Oh, right. So there's two types. You can get the one with the servo plug, or you can get one. You can actually get one of these boards that's got an MFC plug, so you plug it straight into the MFC. So then I guess when you turn on the lights on the MFC, that would turn all 10 of these on.
So you could actually have spotlights that came on when you put the full beam on.
Yeah. Which makes sense then, if you get it with that plug. If you get it without the plug, which I have, I've got it with a servo plug. It's a bit pants. But, like I say, I could, and I will, use one of them RX switches. Just put all the lights in, because I want to, on the Mercedes, the Actros, the blue one, it's got, hold on, let me have a look, because I have to do it anyway, because I broke one of the spotlights with my expertise driving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 9 lights, and the problem is, because they're all wired together, they go a bit funny. I don't think the MFC likes the way I've wired it. So yeah, I crashed when I was doing that last video, or the video before.
You remember when I had the Mercedes Gigaspace and I tried to wire up more lights to it, and when I did, the whole thing just started blinking, it wouldn't have it.
Well, these come on, it's just, I find it weird that, say like the bottom spotlights, the one in the grille, there's 4 lights, well 2 are bright and 2 are dim. Right, yeah, I was going to say that, but I didn't like to insult you. Well, I do like to insult you, because that's what I do. Yeah, exactly. If a friend can't insult you, who can? So my plan was to get this and put 9, even if I've got to wire them, that's why I bought the wires. Put 9 lights coming off of here to both of them light bars. And then I can have the light bars come on independent to everything else.
Gotcha.
At the moment, because they're off the MFC, like I say, some are bright, some ain't, but also you have to have them come in with the sequence of all the other lights, which I'm never happy about. Because if you put your side lights on, you put your headlights on, even if you want to flash your whatever, why would you have every single light on the bloody truck come on? So I like to put them on, say, where you would put, especially on the 03, where you would have the main beam, and put it to a switch instead of the stick, so you can flick the switch and all your lights are on, like just your spotlights, light bar lights, whatever you want to call the bloody things. Which is how it would be in reality. They don't come on with your side lights or your headlights. They probably are. Well, I don't even know if they're wired up to your main beam on a normal truck, because sometimes you want main beam on but you don't want all them on. Shut up.
Remember years ago when you had a car, I remember fitting spotlights with my cousin to his Ford Escort and wired it up to the relay for the full beam, so when his full beam came on, his spotlights came on.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but do you want... Sometimes, I mean, it's different in a car because it's just two spotlights. I had that when I had, I can't remember what it was on, I think that was an Escort years ago, where I had two spotlights on the front. Hella spot lamps.
Back in the days when headlights were absolutely terrible.
Yeah, back in the day when you couldn't see shit. Yeah. And I wired up to the main beam, but I know my cousin had one, and his was wired up to a separate switch. So if you wanted to, you could just switch them on. Which I've always liked the idea of, especially on a lorry. If you're in a lorry, sometimes main beam will just get you out of trouble, but sometimes you want all them lights on as well, so you could flick them on. You don't have to have the lot on.
Yeah.
Which is how I see it on this. That's the one thing I don't like about that Mercedes, is that they're in the sequence, so you've got to have everything on to have them on. And the fact that, like I say, because it wires up, you've added a lot of extra LEDs really to the MFC, which is not a problem if it's done correctly, but clearly I didn't do it correctly, and they're a bit weird. I think some sockets let through more power than others on the MFC. I'm pretty sure it does. When you look at the MFC, because some you can wire, some you can put, I mean, was that, my red Scania has got underskirt lights and behind the cab lights all coming off the same switch, same plug, and they're all bright as anything. Where these are pretty much the same, but like I say, two are bright, two are not. I'm pretty sure it's the same with the roof lights as well. So my idea was to put them all on a switch. That's why I bought this. But obviously you don't want them all to come on as soon as you turn the power on.
Oh, here we go. I'm chucking everything on the fucking floor. There we go. Right, I'm going to try and start the constructor up with it rolling it onto the floor. Oh. See if this pump works. Oh, come on, fingers. There's the switch.
Why is that one bigger?
switch does, you know where everything is. And then you haven't used it for a year or so, and you just forget how the thing operates.
Tell me about it. Do you know the video I done last week of the tippers?
Yeah.
What you didn't see is the 20 minutes beforehand, me trying to figure out what every switch done and how to tip the bloody thing and put the lights on and everything else.
Well, that orange one you've got, the tipsy's coming in order how everything works, I swear.
That just changes, yeah, that changes every time I go to it, I'm sure it does. But that's that radio. That Fly Sky I've put on there has totally changed how everything acts on it, which is, why would it? It's plugged in exactly the same as it was plugged in on the Spectrum. I literally took channel 1 out to channel 1 and channel 2 out to channel 2, so on. It's completely different. All the lights are on permanently now. You can't even turn them on or off. It's weird.
I'm just going to run the pump and fill this lorry up and then empty it again, so I'll be noisy for about 2 minutes. That groundnut pump just runs straight away, look.
Yeah, mine did. Like I say, yeah, and it was clean as anything. As you can see on that, there is not anything in that water at all.
Yeah. There wasn't in when I done the tanker trailer at Christmas.
It's very, very clean.
But the bolter, the beacon still works. All these backup lights. Yeah. Does that work? Yeah, that does.
Right. There's a bit on this video you're going to like as well.
I like everything in your videos.
Well, I was looking for a beacon. I was looking for a beacon and I said, oh, well, according to Mr. Thurston, I should have 3. And how many do you think I've got?
3.
Yeah. Oh, what a plonker.
Bloody hell, this loads quicker than the bolter with that pump on, yet it runs off the same battery.
Better pump.
Sweet. I'm going to blow it back in and see what colour the water is.
It'd be a better pump, it'd be.
Crystal clear.
Well, I run mine in and out. That jar of water, I run it in and out about 6 times.
Yeah.
And it went in and out as easy as anything every time, no problems, and it's crystal clear.
Yeah, it is on this. It went on the bolter though, it was a mess.
I do believe somewhere, you know what this place is like, there's a spare pump, there's 2 spare pumps in here somewhere. Different ones.
Well,
They're both Groutner, but they're different. Mind you, that's if you can ever find them. You know what it's like in here. As soon as I shut the door, the pixies come out and move everything about all over the place.
they do in that place.
I did have, I remember buying them because I was going to do the tanker trailer, wasn't I?
Yeah.
At some point, and I couldn't remember.
Is a mess.
I couldn't remember what one I was.
Sending them.
Couldn't remember what one I used, so I bought 2 different ones, straight from Groutner. But I don't know where they are now. It disappeared like everything else bloody does in this place. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I have a Groutner box. So I'm assuming a group, is it Groupner, whatever it's called.
Something like that.
Aha, here we go. So that's like the pump you got, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly the same.
And then there's this one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never did get one of those.
The only thing wrong with this one is there's no way of fitting it to anything. I mean, this one's got a bracket, you can screw it on. This one hasn't. It's a wowzer pump. Yep, that's the same.
I have got another one, but it just, I don't know what's up with the motor, but it runs staggered, please.
I don't know why I bought this one. This is 10 volt, this one. I'm not sure why I bought it. Like I say, it's got no way of fitting it to anything. Like securing it to anything.
Well, I bought that one, the other one, and I was going to put it on the tanker trailer, but I thought, well, there's nothing wrong with the one on there. So I'll keep it spare.
Yeah, well, I think that's why I bought this, because I was going to do the tanker trailer.
Why haven't you made a tanker trailer?
Because I'm lazy. It's the honest. That's the honest answer.
I keep saying to myself, I'll get the Tamiya suspension, the 3-axle, and I'll make a tank out of PVC, because with PVC work you could make all the suspension hangers for the suspension to bolt on and actually make a proper tanker trailer. But then I've been saying that, and I've planned it all out exactly how to do it. I've probably done that about 3 years ago, and I still haven't done it.
Yeah, tell me about it. I do it every weekend. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I've got so many jobs planned. And most of the time I don't do anything.
Me too. The last time I took a model lorry out was when you came down. I'm getting old.
Well, I am old.
Well, I won't argue that.
Not quite decrepit, but I am old.
Bloody feel it sometimes when you get home from work.
Wait, stop swearing.
Right, there's a swear word on a Sunday.
Well, last weekend I stripped down the Mahusiv Scania
Oh, are you? The blue one.
with plans to start on my new heavy haul, and then that all got stripped down, dumped on the side, sitting on top of the Coca-Cola cup at the moment. Coca-Cola lorry at the moment. And that's as far as I got with that.
Yeah. Do we there in a week's time?
Because I got sidetracked onto something else. My tipper thing. And now I've got sidetracked onto this. Mind you, like I say, last week or the week before when I used that blue Merc. And this is why you should always keep an eye on when you're driving. And I didn't. I took my eye off the lorry for a couple of seconds and hit one of the garden chairs that my dad left laying around. And sod's law, it broke the bloody one of the lights on the light bar. They're only.
I've clipped them, you know, when you go ring something.
Oh, I've scraped the corners quite a few times, especially when I come down that back path where the other sheds are. It's a bit tight there. I've done it there a couple of times where you ain't been looking or concentrating. I've never really crashed. Well, tell a lie, I did once years ago with an old FM set.
Oh, that don't count because I used to jitter.
I done everything right. I switched the set on and then I switched the lorry on and it went into full psycho mode and drove into the kitchen cabinets at full whack, about four foot away, straight in as.
That's enough to make a man swear, that is.
Well, believe it or not, all it done, I say all it done, but it broke it was a Scania and it broke the front bumper.
That's enough though.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it could have been a lot worse. I mean full whack. That was with a silver cam motor and all, so that was full slap into immovable object.
Yeah. Dink!
And I wasn't happy.
Well, there you go. There's the constructor's water, crystal clear.
Hmm.
I say, I done it in a cup when I done the box to start with, and it came out, and it wasn't rusty brown, it was black.
Hmm.
It was like someone poured coke into the fucking cup. Ugh.
Did you pump it in or just pump it out?
Pumped it in, then pumped it in. So it was what was ever in the line, because the lines had gone brown and sludgy.
Hmm. Stagnant water.
So I think the last, it must have been at least 3 years ago I last used the boxer. And when I took the filter apart, it was like a white powder. So I don't know if that's chlorine or lime scale, but it was just like a white powder in it.
I'd say that's probably lime scale. And that would block the filter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was just like a white. You can blow it straight out.
Yeah, but I think if you had if you leave the valve open, theoretically it should dry out, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should do, yeah.
Because you've got a breather hole.
Well, yeah, you've got to have a breather hole.
You've got a breather hole, so if you left the valve open, there's no reason why it shouldn't dry out. I think that's why mine. I tend to leave mine open.
But when I look on the pump lines here, even on the constructor, even though they were clear when they went on, they're actually jet black now, because obviously the water's in there, it's almost like algae, isn't it?
I don't know. Mine are clear.
No, mine are jet black.
No, I can see mine on the side because I look at mine to see if the water's flowing, because they look the same as when they went on, and they've been on there what, 4 years now.
Well, the bottom one here that comes from the tank to the pump, that's clear, but the one that actually goes from the pump to the actual valve, that's all sludged up. But it didn't. But saying that, I did blow it through one of my stones.
Yeah, no, mine, I can see the one that comes from the inlet outlet on the back to the valve, or the pump, that's clear. Then the one that comes out the other side going through the filter and up to the tank is clear.
Yeah.
It all looks clear to me.
So the 12 this Grantler pump didn't want to run it, it clicked and then went this and off it went. But I was saying that I was also running it as well. That's a point. I loaded the constructor through one of those stones and unloaded it through one of those stones, but when I first done the boxer I never had the stone on it. Because they're brilliant now, because these allow me.
Yeah, but you dip that in the pond and fill it, don't you?
Pond.
Yeah, well that's why you've got all the shit out of the pond.
What's amazing, you scoop the water out the pond, yeah, but I load it with those stones. That's what I mean. If you scoop the water out the pond and look at it in a jug,
Oh, it's crap.
it'll be green and shit and horrible.
Yeah.
If you load it through that, it'll actually come up crystal clear.
Mm.
And have you seen on Leesu's website, they've actually got their tanker actually, they've done pictures of the tanker on the back of the line.
No, I haven't yet.
After I sent them all the dimensions for a well tanker. Saying that was about 2 years ago I sent that, wasn't it?
Maybe 3 years ago, actually.
It's amazing how quick the time goes by. It's when they done their tanker trailer, and I said, would you be interested in doing a vacuum tanker? And they said, if you got any sort of pictures. So I sent them some pictures of Uncle Brian's old trailer, the tanker Dad drove, and I sent them the dimensions of the real one. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago. But knowing their prices, I ain't gonna buy one. I'll just keep with me constructor.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, they're a bit extortionate.
Yeah, and like I said before, I have never, alright, I've only bought small bits from them, like toolboxes and certain little bits, but I've never had a Leesu product yet where I've been able to just fit it.
No,
I've always had a bloody modifier.
neither have I. There's always something you got to do to it.
Yeah.
yes, yes. No, 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 no. And you're going to find this hard to believe. Well, you know earlier I was talking about the Mercedes with that bloody shit beer system. That's really pissing me off. Well, if I can't get no one to volunteer to do it for me, I keep forgetting I've got a spare MFC01.
Yeah, chuck that in.
I might sling that in it. Means
It might be worth just spending a day with that beer system, get it going, and if you don't like it, then balls to it. I forget the name of that bloke when I put the MAN together. When I put the MFC03 in, and he said to me, "You want to come into the 21st century or some bollocks like that? Get a beer system." I thought, I put what I want in my trucks, not what you want me to put in.
yeah, I remember him because I commented I have two and I ate them both.
When I first got the MAN, all the thought of actually getting it, it was going to have no lights and sending. It was just going to be a model truck going up the garden. But I said that about scamming it. They ended up having all the serving all put in it.
I've got a beer, whatever the fuck you call it, yeah, one of them, in something else, isn't I? What's it in?
Whatever.
It's in something else, but I can't for the life of me think of what it's in now. Is it that orange Merc?
You have an orange Merc?
You know I've got an orange Merc, don't come out of all that shit.
Which one's that?
The 8-wheeler.
Oh, the flatbed.
Yeah.
I was thinking Gigaspace for a second.
Yeah, I think that might have it in. I know originally I had a beer system, God, donkeys years ago when they first come out, I think. That you had to program, you had to plug it in with a USB lead into your computer to program it all. I had it in what is now my Stobart Volvo. But I got so fed up with it, I took it out. And I must have shoved it in that Mercedes for some reason.
I've always been the same. If someone wants the beer system, then bloody buy one. If you don't want one, don't have one. But I've never understood this mentality when people go, "Oh, you should have put that in." Fuck off, I put what I wanted.
Yeah, but if you think, I mean, I only bought the second one. When I was doing aggro, because of the lack of space in it, I thought I'll get a beer, whatever the crap thing is, because it don't take up so much room. And it'll be easier to hide it in that silly little cab, because the cab is smaller.
Oh, and the 8-rocks, yeah.
But then when it come, I spent a whole day running all the LEDs and the wires and everything, and then got pissed off and changed my mind and ripped it all back out and put an MFC in it.
You put an MSC in it to start with, and then you took it all in to put the beer in, and then took all the beer stuff out and put that in?
No.
Or am I dreaming?
You're dreaming. Because I didn't have, well, I had one, but I didn't know I had one. I forgot I had an MFC03 and a 1.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of people do that, they forget that.
yeah, it's easily forgotten, isn't it? I forgot I had one of each. Actually, I've got a 2 somewhere as well.
Yeah, because I forgot, I completely forgot I got a 1969 Dodge Charger parked behind the wardrobe. Completely forgot.
Yeah, well, it's what colour is it?
Orange.
Well, that's why, because it blends in. It's easy to lose. It's easy to lose.
Easy, mate.
No, I forgot I had a 1 and a 3, and I wanted a 3, so I bought another one, and then you told me there's one in the bloody blue Scania that I forgot about.
Well, I knew there was one in the blue Scania, because I remember that, I think it was a Christmas you were put, no it wasn't, it was before you went to America, wasn't it? You were doing that,
Yeah.
or was that blue Mercedes?
No, that was a blue Mercedes before I finished that a week before I went to America. The blue Merc.